check and make sure I always get the fear with these things that we've not gone live and it's just disappearing into the ether. Let me just double check. I think that should be us. Yes, okay, good. So we'll just let people join and stuff, but just everybody that's watching, if you're new here or you're new to me or new to Jane or you're new to coaching or mindset or emotional eating or any of these things, and especially if you're struggling as well, just a special welcome to you guys. You're definitely in the right place. So someone's saying, yeah, power women. Thank you. So we are live in a few different places. We're on YouTube, we're in 2 different Facebook groups, and we're on Twitter. I can't actually see who is commenting, so if you want to drop your name next to your comment, that would be great, so at least we know who we're talking to. But I'm Andrea, the Dominant Mindset Coach, or the Powerful Coach. I was a dominatrix for God knows how long, and I still am. And now I help women that want to rule, that want to dominate in their life, and who haven't been doing that before or have been doing it but not enough. So that's what I do. And with me today is Jane, the Shine Coach, and Jane is just one of my favourite people. You're just. Can we just take a minute and just celebrate everything that you've achieved over the last few months?
Oh my God! I can't even tell anybody. It's just absolutely phenomenal. It's just my world has gone a full 360.
Oh
Thanks
my
to
God.
you, Andrea.
And you just I really want, so first of all, let's hear who you are and what is it that you do and a wee bit about you first of all.
Yeah, so I'm Jane. Hi, everybody. Thanks, Andrea, for inviting me. And I help ladies who have gone through or going through the perimenopause or the menopause, who have been on the diet all their lives, yo-yoing up and down, losing the weight, gaining it. Because on average, women could be on a diet for 17 years on and off in the whole life, and that means that could equate to losing and gaining your whole body weight 9 times. So let's get off that bus. It's just like crazy. There is just absolutely no need for that. So I help women to actually achieve that and lose the weight for good, and phenomenal success using my Transform and Shine program.
Excellent. This is so exciting. And what you were saying there about gaining and losing your body weight 9 times, I think I've already done that. And
It's crazy.
that's why it sounds exhausting. Absolutely exhausting. And well, how did you get into exercise and nutrition and all of that kind of stuff? What was your journey?
Well, when I was younger, something happened in my childhood that I had to be a good girl and the best at what I did and everything, and I was always comparing myself with other people. And when I was about 18, I realized that I just need to be as skinny as I possibly could. I would go to exercise classes every night. It was you won't remember it, Andrew. It was the days of Jane Fonda, and I just had to. It was like the body. I just had to be skinnier than her. I had to be better than that, and I was nigh on anorexic, and then I just realised that I was doing all these classes, and I thought, well, I may as well train to be an aerobics teacher. So I did, and I went down all this step route and the Zumba route and everything like that a bit later on. But while I was doing that, I was noticing how many of my friends and family were doing the same. It's all a compare and despair, isn't it? My bum looks bigger than your bum, and this looks bigger than that, and blah blah blah. And like even down to my mum, bless her, she always seemed to be constantly on a diet. So it was my mission then really to actually look into the exercise and nutrition and actually see how I can help people. And it did a lovely it just blossomed really. And then I did weight loss groups and weight loss coaching 1-to-1. And it's just had a great success. And I love it. I just absolutely love it.
And what's the why? Everyone's got a purpose and a reason why they do what they do, but what's your why? Why do you
Don't get me crying. Yeah, my why. I think we really drilled down this, didn't we, when you and I were chatting, and it did really get me upset. I am 60 next month, and my mum passed away when she was 60. And life is a gift. Why, we can't beat ourselves up continually. Let's get to where we want to be in a happy place, in a happy way, rather than not with the stick. Just be compassionate and just let's see where we want to be and let's get there. And life is a gift, and to be spending half your life or 17 years of it on a diet thinking there's more to life than that. So that is my why, just to help as many women as I possibly can to realize life like I realize it now.
Amazing. And so tell me about the Shine program. Like, what does the S, the H, the I, the N and the E all stand for? Can you tell me a bit?
Yeah. Well, it's the S is another breakdown of something called steer, which it's all your mindset about steering your thoughts. So everything in life is a situation. It could be or a circumstance, absolutely anything. It could be, say, I am overweight for my height. That is, the doctor's chart says that. So that's your S, your situation. So your situation will then trigger a thought. So you will have a thought about that situation. So somebody could say, well, I'm desperate to lose weight because the situation is I am larger than I should be or heavier than I should be at the doctor's chart. The thought then comes through to the E, which is the emotion. So people could then just put an emotion to that thought. So it could be sadness, depressed, frustrated, but the thought comes and then the emotion comes because of the thought. Now that then leads you on to the next E of steer, which is the energy. So you're either going to put all your action into it, or you're not going to put any action into it, or you're going to do some. So that where's the energy going? So that's the E. And then the R, it will give you the result. So if, say, somebody was sad and depressed about the thought of I'm desperate and I'm overweight, maybe they would just not take an action. What's the point anyway? Why should I? And the result would be no weight loss or even more gains. But with this program and the steer, I know I'm going on a bit, but the situation will still be the same. So this is the intentional shift. So I'm overweight for my height, say, and then the thought is, right, okay, I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to lose this weight for the very last time with Jane. And then the emotion is I am determined, and I get excitement and I get joy. And it's totally shifted the mindset then. So the energy then shifts, and the energy is following the young hunger, the awareness, and doing exactly what you want, what you need to do, and determination that you've got from that is going on to give you the energy. And the result is weight loss achieved. It sounds really simple, but it's all in the application, and application is key, as we know.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's the S of the Shine. And then we look at, excuse me, I just offered a drink. The H is for hunger awareness. Now, do you know, or does anybody really know when they're really hungry? Do we eat because do we eat because I've got up? Do we eat because it's 10 o'clock? I'll have a little coffee and a whatever. Do we eat at lunchtime because it's time to eat? With hunger awareness, we really tap into exactly when we're hungry. And part of our saboteurs of doing this is flour and sugar. So if we can eliminate flour and sugar, there's a lot more to it, but if we can eliminate as much as we can flour and sugar, our proper hunger signals kick in. Because you see a baby crying when it's hungry, and you'll see it pushing the bottle when it's full. So, things have happened to us, haven't they, in the evolution and the behaviors and the whatever happens with advertising and all that rubbish. That changes our mind. And like, yeah, I'm hungry. Oh, you've got chips. Yeah, I'm hungry. Are you? So that's the H.
Okay, good.
The I is intelligent self-care. So it's not all about having the bubble bath. It's about looking at you, making peace with your body, and doing things like meditation, doing the positive intelligence work to see what sort of a person you are. Are you a people pleaser? And how you can care for yourself. So that's quite an in-depth one with the intelligent self-care. And then the N is the nutrition mission, which is obviously it's very, very important, just to make sure that we've got the right nutrition for you. And everybody's different. You know, some people might thrive off certain foods, and some people may avoid certain foods because of how it affects the body. And no two people are really the same. So look at all the nutrition, and mindful nutrition as well, to make sure that you're actually eating mindfully, and getting a good balance. And then the E is the exercise surprise. So exercise is just movement. It's just, you know, when we were little, when we were running around and pretending to be on our pretend horses and stuff, you know, that was fun. So what happened to make exercise? Oh my God, I'm going to have to do some exercise. We make it fun. We make looking at the exercise that is right for you, the one that you enjoy. You know, why should you go and have to run 10K if you don't like running? Let's look at something else, you know.
Yeah.
And I introduce what I call the minimum baseline. So your brain is engaged with something that you are going to honor for yourself. And that could be as little as walking every day for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do anything over and above that, your brain gives you a huge reward. It's fantastic.
I love it. I love this whole structure because seems like so well thought out and so
it works.
and as you said, it works.
It works.
So someone said in the comments, food-like products, i.e. not real food and mostly chemical, really impacted in our biological system. So what's your thoughts on that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, I mean, I'm just speaking with one of my clients today, and she said, I know I shouldn't eat bread, but I just ate it. And we like drilled down as to say, well, why did you eat it? She said, because I thought I could get away with it. And, you know, we have to look at exactly why she was thinking that, but it's know your own body. I mean, we've been on this planet long enough, all of us, I'm sure. I mean, me longer than most, but we know that we know what's good for our bodies. We know what's good for our bodies, don't we? You know, we know that if we eat that certain thing, it's going to give us heartburn or whatever. So
And you're spot on with it. I know if I eat white bread, my tummy's getting killed for about 3 days. Like, I'm never off the toilet, but still I can't stop myself. Like, I see it and I'm like, oh, I feel a lot of white bread.
And maybe this time it won't react. Maybe they won't react this time.
Oh, I know, doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome, like, ridiculous.
Exactly.
Absolute madness. So yeah, absolutely get it. Totally get it.
Oh my God.
Aye.
That's just in a snapshot of what I do, and obviously it's more intricate than that. But and we make it fun. So yeah.
And you know, there's a lot of programs out there, right? And health and fitness seems to be a massive thing especially for women right now. I've actually joined a couple of groups, which are like bridal groups, because I'm planning some stuff for myself, and I've noticed that there are so many women that are so hyper focused on, I need to be this size for my wedding day, and to the point where they're sticking themselves in the mud, and then they're getting to a stage where they've got 4 months to go, and they're like, how do I lose this? How do I lose like 7 stone or like 150 pounds in the space of 4 months?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you've set up for failure. Like,
absolutely.
And they're so focused on the number. So
yeah,
but it sounds like your program is different. Like, so how does your program differ from the other ones that are out there?
Oh, well, it's totally different because first of all, I don't do any red, green, yellow days, unicorns flying over. calorie counting. I don't do any of that. No points make prizes on this program. It's basically literally tuning in with each client to see what they need and what suits them, because we are all individual. And the calorie counting thing, it has been proved it has been proved that calorie counting just isn't the way forward anyway, because you could eat 100 calories of chocolate and you could eat 100 calories of salad. And just imagine they're on the bus and they've got to come off sometime, but the salad will come off quicker than the chocolate. So yeah, it is so different, and the results have been phenomenal. So yeah,
amazing. I've just seen a comment saying, stop telling yourself you love white bread, visualize it covered in pubic hair and you won't want to eat it then. I don't think I would want to eat anything covered in pubic hair. But then again, like I do
Hang on,
work
I'll just
in a
make a note of
dungeon.
that. That's good, that one.
If I do work in a dungeon, so nothing really phases me. I'd probably just pick them off, like I don't know. So yeah, that's quite funny. So I guess with your program, it's not just about the weight then.
No, that is just literally one layer that we peel off, the onion, or whatever you like to say, because it usually never is about the weight. It's all about what's going on, and you'll know it's the power. It's the power that we give ourselves, the power we give away. The biggest power that we give away when we're thinking about weight is power that we give to that lump of metal in the bathroom that has got a needle on it. And before we stand on it, we say, if it's a certain number, I'm going to scream or whatever, going to react one way. If it's a certain number, I'm going to react another way, just like in the steer model. And we set ourselves up, we stand on the scales, and if it's a number that we like, we can put a great day in. If it's a number that, well, I wasn't expecting that's a load of rubbish, it just ruins everything for the day, or it can ruin everything for the day. So we drill down to actually what it is that is it's not the problem, but the situation. It's like buffering. We can all buffer, and I call buffering where we'll eat instead of feeling our emotions. We'll have that cake instead of feeling our emotions. We'll go and buy a bag because it will make me feel better for how long, until you see the credit card bill. And we just buffering the emotions is not the way. You've got to feel the emotions. You've got to sit with them and learn to process them. And I help people do that a lot.
Amazing. Yeah. And so what are some of the biggest successes or client achievements that you've seen through your program?
Yeah, well, I'm just going to pick out two, but there's too many to think of, really. The first one, client one, she, the last time that she was below 9 stone, below 10 stone in the 9 stones, was before she had her baby, and her baby's 16 now. And she just never thought that she could get to where she would feel comfortable in her body. And again, it's not really about the weight. It's about being comfortable with who you are and where you want to be. But she's totally transformed, because it's not just the weight. She's got more confidence in herself. She's dressing nicely. She's looking after herself, and she's going out. She's meeting all sorts of different people. And every time I meet up with her, because she's local to me as well, every time I meet up with her, she cries. She said, "Oh, Jane, I just can't. Thank you for this." And to me, that is all the reward. That is all the reward. She's totally transformed her life. And another total transformation is this other client. She's just a little bit older than me, and she has definitely been on that roller coaster of up and down diets all her life.
Yeah.
And she would have, before I worked with her, she would have Slim Fast breakfast, a Slim Fast bar at lunchtime, the brain saying, "Yeah, I'm doing well." Then she'll have what I call a ping meal at tea time, which is stick in the microwave. And then she went on, without a word of a lie, 6 chocolate bars in the evening, 6 packets of crisps, and 6 vodka and cokes. every night. Now we've totally transformed her. Totally, she's on the right path. She's easy. She'll have a wobble. We'll all have wobbles, but as soon as she gets that wobble, she rings me up, or because once you've got me as a coach, you've got me for life, whether you like it or not. I'm like Alan Titchmarsh, I'll clean up your garden 1 year, and I'll come round the next year to see how you're doing. That there's no weeds. And so she'll ring me up, and I'm having a wobble. And the best thing that she said was, well, not the best thing. She said, "Oh, Jane," she said, "I'm in these size 12 jeans now, and I haven't been in these size 12 jeans for years." And I'm just going to put my size 14 away. I said, "Where are you going to put them?" She said, "I'm going to just put them in the bottom of the wardrobe." Why? Well, just in case. Just in case of what? Well, just in case it happens again. Is it going to happen again? No, it's not going to happen again. And she took them to the charity shop. So yeah, the transformations have been so incredibly uplifting, really good.
And that little bit about in case it happens again, and getting her to just say like that's telling herself, "I believe in you, that this isn't going to happen again, and that I've got this, and I've got myself." So amazing.
Yeah.
And so where do you see the future of weight management?
I think it should start at a much younger age.
Okay.
Not that we instill in kids, to be a certain way, to eat, but to eat healthily, and that it's okay that you don't have to have what somebody else is having. You don't have to conform, and just more education about good nutrition for the children, because I think we learn a lot as we're younger from other people, from obviously from parents and peer groups, and we learn to behave in a certain way and to have certain. I mean, what's Christmas all about with these Quality Street and other chocolates that are available? And you can have everything that what's that all about? What's that about? Easter eggs. Oh my God. Easter eggs. Oh, that's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So educating kids, I think, your younger, adults, on body issues as well, as much as anything else, comparing and despairing, with the old internet and everything. Yeah, I'd like to be involved with that.
I think you're completely right in that, and because there wasn't really much education when I was younger on food, even in home economics. It was like, make a caterpillar cake and make a lasagna.
Don't call it Colin.
That's you. Lasagna and caterpillar cake and some weird green bacon on a roll. That's all we got. But yeah, and being able to, we get given a list of vitamins and what they do, and then just memorize that. There wasn't anything like, well, how do you incorporate that into your diet when you're older and or even now? Which is kind of, I think that was always missing from from what we were doing at school. And even the school dinners get changed from, like, it was all kind of cooked from scratch, and that get changed to a big fast food style thing. So it was like pizza, burgers, chips, and that was it. And if you wanted something healthy, you had to go to the teacher's queue, and then you get into trouble for wanting like grilled fish, or you literally get through out the queue and don't get back to the fast food, and it's like mad. And I remember being young and being like, you get rewarded with a sweetie if you're upset. Sweetie, you're
that'll cheer you up.
Yeah, if you're being bad to keep you quiet, here's a sweetie. You done good, here's a sweetie. We'll go for a McDonald's because you did well, or it was always that rewarding. Or
exactly.
It's just a sweetie. Put a sweetie in your mouth. And actually, my partner's mum had a really kind of cool trick for anybody that's got small children or a new baby. Whenever you're giving them any treats or chocolate, give them it out of the wrapper, because if they can't see the wrapper, then when you're walking through the supermarket, they don't know what one's
I like that.
which I was like, that is genius, absolute
Yeah.
genius, because then they can't go, I want, because they just don't know what that is. They just associate the sweet things with little brown blobs or whatever it looks like.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're absolutely right. That was just so interesting.
And just taking that reward thing, that one of the things that I do is a star jar.
Okay.
So I get my clients to get the prettiest jar they can find, and something that is really pleasing to them to fill it with. It could be shells, buttons, little pebbles, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's substitute, thoughts, and reward. Start.
Okay.
I knew you'd like that one. So the prefrontal cortex is the higher brain, obviously, and it's like it knows that you want to be really good and process the urges, and any cravings. And your primal brain is there, just sabotaging everything. And no, I don't mind that. I'll just have this cake. So when we sit with the urge and we do some in-depth work with that, and once you actually process that urge, you know. Urge for it could be anything, drink or cake or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And once you've processed it, not distracted it, not reacted to it or resisted it, because they're like counterproductive. Once you've actually let it in, like you would like waves over your feet on the beach when you're just going into the water for the first time. At first it's a shock, and then 2 or 3 times in it's okay. So you just process that.
Yep.
Then you put your pebble or whatever in your jar. And your brain starts to think, and it's like a star chart, isn't it? Your brain starts to think, well, like this. Look at my pebbles. And then you get so far and you think, oh, gosh, I've got so many pebbles. And that can be 10 to 20 pounds of somebody not giving into the urge, but processing it. And you can say to yourself something like, well, at the end of that, I'm going to go to a spa day with my sister or whatever, and really make it something special.
Yeah, you could stick £1 in.
Yeah.
That would drive me. If I knew there was money building up every time I don't £5 every time, and then I end up I lose the pounds but I gain a whole bunch of pounds. I like it. Yeah, I like that. That's a great idea. So for anybody watching, how can they get in touch with you? How can you help them?
Yeah, just literally I would, if you come on my program, I will guarantee that we will set your intention, and we'll set what your goal is. And if you do the work, you do the worksheets, and you do exactly as the program is, if you don't get to where you want to be, I'll just carry on coaching you until you do.
Oh, that's a fucking no-brainer, isn't it? It's an absolute no-brainer. And that for me is it just shows how confident you are in your ability to get results.
Yeah.
So, because not everyone's offering that. That's amazing. Well done. Good. So I wanted to just get into a wee bit more detail though around your personal journey that we had together. And so Jane actually came on to my coaching programme, and I think we'd spoke a few times. We'd had a couple of calls, and it was like, well, I won't for a little bit, and so what were some of the things that you were dealing with before you came onto the coaching programme?
Gosh, I was such a people pleaser, and that stemmed from something in my past. I had to be a good girl. I had to do what anybody said. I would avoid conflict like the plague. I would not, I wouldn't go down there. Yes, whatever you wanted. I mean, we've had this conversation, haven't we, about being a vegetarian. I was a vegetarian until I met somebody and they weren't a vegetarian. And have a bacon butty. Okay, I'll have a bacon butty. That I was sick as anything. But it was being a people pleaser.
Yeah.
And I just got frustrated with myself. I got frustrated that I had no power, that I was being the one who was a goody two shoes and just agreeing to everything and avoiding conflict. So I came to you. And the rest is history.
And what was it? What made you finally take the leap?
I'd had enough, and you were not pushy in any way, shape or form. You just said it to me as it was. Mm-hmm. You can either carry on doing this, Jane, and make peace with it. Or you can have what's behind your back and you've got the world at your oyster. And whatever happens, Andrea, you can have what the hell you want.
Exactly. That was one of the first things that we came out with.
I know.
And what was your journey like?
Amazing. It was scary at first because I had to go all in on myself. And I thought, if I don't do it now, I never will. And I will just carry on this hamster wheel of being a people pleaser and not getting the life that I've got now that I really wanted. You know, and I know it's not for everybody, but what I needed to do is I needed to leave my partner, which I did. And I've set myself up in a little spare room and I'm going to buy a house. And one of the main things that was happening in my relationship was the fact that I had children and he didn't. And when I went to see my children, there was always a huge issue. And it alienated me from my children to some degree. But I needed to get over that, and I pushed through my power, and I got to where I needed to be. And it's just been amazing, because about 3 weeks ago, all me and my two children moved in together into my son's apartment in London, because it was just the good timing to do. And we stayed there for just over 2 weeks. We were all working from home. We had a blast. And while we were there, like as I said before, I'm going to be 16 next month. And they said, let's go on holiday. So I would never have dreamt in a million years that I would have been going on. I could hardly ever see them, never mind going on holiday. So we've booked to go for 10 days next month, and we're going to Thailand.
So excited for you.
It's just amazing.
And you sent me the link for the absolute dream home that you've looked at that is on the cards for you. And it's just everything that you have accomplished, everything you've got into your life, it's just been like, I've been in complete awe of you. Like you've taken yourself on like nothing else. And
I'm totally different now. I'm me now. I am me. I'm who I'm meant to be, and I'm like the old Jane. And one of the things that you do, isn't it, that you tell me to get me a little picture, and that's me.
Yeah.
And I'm that little girl, and I'm like full of excitement and full of like the world is so much bigger and brighter to me now. It's just absolutely phenomenal, amazing. And what I've learned as well, going through this program with you, I then pass on to my clients, you know, the nuggets of information and the nuggets of insights that you've given me, and that in and of itself turns them as well. So it's a win-win.
I love that, and that's just like the impact's rippling out. Like that's so cool, because I'm only passing on the stuff that I've learned from other people as well that helped me.
Well, it is the ripple,
and then I get to package it up in a way that I understand and give it to you, and then you get to package it up in a way you understand and give it to the people that you coach, and that's just amazing. And like a dream home, a holiday, out with your kids, 2 weeks with them, your own place, getting your life back. Like that's like a million times what we'd written down at the start of what you wanted.
I know.
Like if at the start, could you have imagined that see if I'd said to you that first call, Jane, you're going to have your life back, you're going to go on a 10-day holiday to Thailand with your kids, you're going to buy your dream home, and you're going to be happy. Like you'd have been like,
get off.
You know,
the only thing I wanted, if you can remember it, well, you will remember it. The only thing I wanted, which really sparked it off, was a greenhouse.
I know. I'll just have a greenhouse.
I just have a greenhouse.
And I was like, oh, Pen, you're going to get so much more than that.
So one of the first things that I've done, I'm looking at a house, and I'm just like, has it got room for a greenhouse? Because that now is not the priority. Everything else is, but that's still there. It's still at the heart of what I wanted.
Right. And you're living proof that if you do the work, you can have anything you want. There are no
Absolutely
barriers or
anything.
limitations.
No,
There's nothing.
no, and age isn't a barrier either, because I'm like sort of the other side of 50, but so what?
Exactly.
So what?
It's a fucking number. Who cares? People are living to
No.
100 now. You've still got another 40 years in you. So that's a lifetime for some people.
Oh, it's great.
And so what would you say to anybody that's like sitting on the fence? I don't know. What would
Oh
you
my
say?
God. Just pick up the phone to you, most definitely. Because, you know, just I would ask yourself a question. Am I really happy? Is my life really going the way I want it to go? And that could be in any area of your life.
Mhm.
And if the answer is no, what are you going to do about it? You either make peace with it, as you say, or you write down everything that you really want, because everything, absolutely everything that you really want is within reach, which you can coach tremendously.
Oh, thank you.
I wouldn't have done it without you, Andrea. I really wouldn't have done it without you. I'd still be there watching telly 9 hours in the afternoon.
Oh my God. Finishing your Pilates 10 minutes early.
Oh my God.
Oh my days. I love it. So, how can people contact you if they want some coaching around their eating and their fitness and their health? How can they get a hold of
I will give anybody 40 minutes of my time, no questions asked. No, you don't even have to sign up. Don't just ask me any questions, no obligation. And literally just Jane, Jane, at theshinecoach.com. That's all it is. Just email me.
Let me just pop that up on the screen so people can see it. Pure. Look at this.
I've arrived.
Technology. So there's
it.
someone here that's saying that they want to set up as a health coach, but not mainstream, and they're worried about whether people will get on board with them without having letters after their name. I suppose I could just put some random letters at the end. Probably could I. But any words of encouragement, has not having like a doctor's, like being a doctor or any of those, having those big letters after your name, has that been a hindrance for you at all, Jen?
Not at all. Nobody has ever come to me and said, how are you qualified? I'm qualified through life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm qualified through actually doing the journey myself and helping people myself. You know, you can read as many books as you like, you can get as many letters after your name, but it all boils down to, have you got the knowledge, and have you got the enthusiasm, and have you got the get up and go, and you know, the love that you want to help people, because you know, anybody can do it.
Yeah. And you can't fake that.
No.
You can't fake that love for people.
No.
You have to genuinely care about them and want them to, and see them as big. Because if you see them as, oh, they're never going to work with me, or they're not going to be able to, when you're coaching someone especially, you'll know this, but there's a lot of coaches out there who get scared, they get into their own heads, and then they think, oh, I can't ask that, I can't say that. And when you do that, what you're doing is you're effectively telling yourself, they can't handle me, they're so small that they can't handle a question, and they can't handle what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
And that keeps them small when you don't give people that space to grow into. And that's so, as long as you're determined to get the best for people, no matter what, and push them to grow into that huge space that you see them as, you can coach whatever you want.
You can. Absolutely.
I truly believe that. I've been treated by doctors that have been overweight, and you know, they'll tell people about losing weight, and like, the one thing I want to see is, are you walking the walk?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you living this?
Yeah.
Are you a good example for what? And do you have something that I want? Like,
exactly.
Have you got something that I want? And that was something that was kind of that was told to me when I was in recovery. When you're picking a sponsor, go and pick somebody that's got something that you want.
Yeah.
And then go talk to them and go, right, I want a bit of that. How are you doing that? And it's the same with picking a coach. So as long as you get right out there, be completely out there, and let people know all about you, then you'll have something
Yeah.
that people go, I want a bit of that. I want to know how she's
Yeah.
doing that, or he's doing that, or and
Yeah.
that's it. It's for me anyway. It's as simple as that. What about you, Jane?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
Oh yeah, and you've got to have faith in yourself as well. And the old imposter syndrome comes in, and you think, oh, can I really do this? And then you take each client as it comes, and on their own worth, and if you've got it, you've got it in there, and you know that you can help them. There is no way that you're going to not help them, because
Absolutely.
that's how it is. It's a calling, isn't it? Really, it's a calling, because that's just what you've got to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, ladies. I love this live, and my confidence is growing. Good. Much love to you both. So, ladies, in a few weeks, I've got a friend who is an amazing bodybuilder. She's been all around the world. She's competed and stuff, and she's going to be doing an 8-week challenge. So, if you're kind of young and fit and you're right into getting some muscles, then she's going to be on soon. Her name's Katie, and she's just absolutely brilliant. So, but Jane, this has been incredible, and I'm so happy that you've come on. I will
It's been brilliant.
I'll pop your details into the Facebook video at the comments, or if you want to jump on and comment and respond to anybody's
No, that'd be great. Yeah.
that'd be great. But yeah, so thanks everybody for choosing this instead of everything else that you could have been doing tonight. It is very much appreciated. And I'll speak to you soon. Bye.